What's good? What's good? What's good? You here back again with the Don't Mind Me podcast. My boy Fresh Who.
Yes, sir.
I'm your boy Bobby B. We got a special guest with us, man, on episode 13. The one, the only, the legend, Noah O.
Yeah.
What's good?
Thank you for being here, man.
I'm chilling, man.
How are you, man?
Good, man.
How's the mental?
Oh, I'm good. Just working, man.
Just working. Yeah, man. We just seen you last week at the Ember Music Hall.
Yeah. Dope event. Shout out QC DJ Supreme Talent Agency. It was a dope event, man.
Yeah,
a lot of talented artists.
Yeah, man. Who'd you vote for? I missed the voting joint. I missed who won.
Oh, I voted for the cast that won. I forgot their name, but I think they was from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They was dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, they was dope.
Yeah.
I had a lot of energy.
Fine.
Dope.
Was you part of it or like a guest?
No, I was just a guest, bro.
Yeah,
I really
that's
just was
right.
there to do the media shit for real. And then like last minute, it was like, yo, if you want to perform, I was like,
Yeah,
you know
nah,
what I mean?
that's what you supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right. Seize the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, I felt like they was they had a lot of energy. On top of that, I was listening to just their songwriting ability. Like I feel like they was like a complete package as far as like their lane of rap. So they definitely deserved to win and move forward. So
Nice. I kind of want to start from the beginning a little bit, right? For the people who may not know, you know what I mean? Who is Noah O? You know, what do you do? Where you from? What you represent? Your whole spiel. You know what I mean?
So for those who don't know, Noah O, I'm an artist, entrepreneur from Richmond, Virginia. I grew up in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and Daly City, California. My pops was from VA, so then like halfway, like middle school, I moved out here, and then I grown up in like Henrico County ever since. So definitely, represent 804 to the fullest and Virginia to the fullest. But I have a movement. Me and some childhood friends, we started Charged Up ENT back in 2002 when we was growing up. Charged Up ENT has grown where we've operated recording studios. Some of us have owned clubs. I'm trying to think of what else. Now it's transitioned where we have the Charged Up store. Is a boutique in downtown Richmond. We also have Charged Up HVAC and appliance repair. Just different businesses,
Fire.
But it's still all charged up, like under our umbrella. So, yeah, that's like a little quick, bring people up to date. But definitely first and foremost, I'm an artist, rap artist. You know what I mean? Put out a lot of projects. Throwing a lot of events. The most recent is the Charged Up Fest. It's a multi-day festival in Central Virginia, and it's got our hands in a lot of different things.
Nice, man. Nice.
What do you enjoy doing more, the community or more the event planning stuff, or the more touring, artists, recording piece of it?
It's not really one or the other. Like, I came up, like, of course, like, me being an artist is what led to all of it, but I started off doing, like, marketing and promotions, and then I also took radio broadcasting and journalism class. Like, I've just always loved, just like hip-hop, period. So whatever it took to just stay involved with the culture. So, like, for me, wanting to rap, I wanted to learn about how to put out projects. Like, because we independent and, we didn't necessarily we weren't signed, I had to figure out, all right, let me learn what does a record label do? How do they market artists? So it started from that. I started under Big Save Street Rap Promotions when I was a teenager. So like, Say allowed me to hang around his office, and I saw what actually the labels did. Say had, relationships with the labels. Whenever an artist would put out an album, they would call him in order to break that artist in Virginia. So like, by hanging out with him, I saw how, the record labels would have like posters, the actual albums. And when the artists would come to town, they would take them to do like interviews like this. From there, it's just like the whole process. They promote the project before it comes out. The artist comes, they take them, do interviews. Then the last thing is the show. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, it's all, just necessary in order to be a successful artist. And I think what's allowed me to do this like my whole life is because a lot of times like artists just want to be the artist, but they don't know the other part. So the disadvantage is like, say you get signed, you never know, or you didn't know all those steps of the process. You just show up, rap, perform, and then go home.
Yeah.
But it's like once them artists lose that support from a label, they just kind of hit because they don't know what to do. They just I'm gonna just make a song and put it online, and it don't move. It's like you needed all them other elements to be successful. So to me, like I really like all of it. You know what I mean? Like the same way I use my creativity to come up with a song, I also enjoy like thinking about album art or think about designing a T-shirt. So it's like it's still like exercising that same creative muscle, you know what I mean? So it's like it's not really one or the other. It's just I want to do it all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like nowadays it's even more, necessary to know how to do as much as possible. And we seeing it with a lot of the most successful people, like they able to, do all of these different things, you know what I mean? So
And real quick, man, shout out to Say, man. Rest in peace, Say.
Bro.
She actually let me have my host my first art show at the spot too. So
yeah, man, like that probably meeting Say introduced me to like so many other things. Not only like it got me in the process of like meeting people from labels, knowing how to talk to them, me being able to be behind the scenes, seeing artists, like what it actually took, you know what I mean? The amount of work, like it might be a 12-hour day, 15-hour day, but people just see, when the artist shows up to the club or to the venue and raps, but it's like you got to do all of that, it's all part of the job. And yeah, being around Say showed me, just gave me like that type of apprenticeship to see how to do that. And then not only once I seen how to do it for other people, then I could apply it to myself. And like that's another thing I think where it's allowed me to be in this is like I don't really catch feelings like about the artist side. Like if somebody don't like what I do, it's cool. They don't know me as a person. It's just a product. You know what I mean? Noah is the person, but Noah Charged Up is a product. Like if you don't like the product, it's cool. It's like the same person who like, Ferrari might not like a Lamborghini. It just ain't for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if I'm a Ferrari, I'm gonna make the best Ferrari I can make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've seen the Richmond music scene like grow over the past years, right? I guess it's kind of a two-part question, right? How do you feel about the growth that has happened, and do you think that the growth that's happening is helping Richmond gain a certain recognition that you feel like it deserves? Are we moving in the right direction to put Richmond on the map?
Sure. I think so. I think that because it's so much more people now, like because it's a different time and a different like understanding of what it takes to be successful. It's more people. Of course, it's more artists. It always been. Well, it ain't always been a lot of artists, but it's a lot of artists. But I think it's a lot more people that realize they can use these tools like social media and the internet to their advantage. So I think the more people that's hustling, promoting themselves, the more people, it just forces competition. And with competition comes growth. So I think, it's definitely, it ain't been a time like this where like, it could be several people that's successful in their own right, in their own lane at the same time. I think before, even 10, 15 years ago, it's like you had to be on the radio, you had to get like certain DJs blessing, you had to get this in order to meet somebody from a label for you to get the spotlight. But now because of social media, it's like nobody could really gatekeep that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get popping on your own and have a following off the internet, it's nothing really nobody could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've seen it. Like, it's been several artists, get signed from here in the last like 5 years or have a wave, and sometimes at the same time. You know what I mean? And that wasn't possible before. So it's like, I think that's good. It's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People opening stores. You got artists opening stores. Artists, people having their own brands. Like that's all good. It's just the more emotion. That's more people. If you got 100 people that's popping, and then they each got a social media following. That's all bringing all them eyes back on the same place. You know what I mean? So even if they don't like what that person is doing, you know, just like how these algorithms and stuff work, it's like the more people that's doing stuff, the more likely it is that you could get a benefit from that. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
yeah.
Just to piggyback off of that, right? You know, you talk about competition within the city. You know, multiple artists being in their own lane, doing their own thing. I want to touch on this lyric you had, man. Let's say mention my name. That shit invalid.
Yeah.
Who was you referring to?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you should be on the list or whoever's list or what, you know?
This list that floats
Right.
around.
What was-
Yo, for real, and this the ironic thing. Like that song is actually like I wrote that verse like a couple years ago, but I really wrote that just as a general like statement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because ever since probably for the last 30 years, people have been creating lists, and I peep it now. It's like, you know, these like different internet platforms. It's genius, but it's like, y'all ever heard the term like rage bait?
Yeah.
And it's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like you just make a general statement and it causes an emotional reaction from people to engage with that content. So if I just say, you know, this the top 5 or Mount Rushmore of this and that, oh, everybody's gonna chime in, and it makes that post go viral. So that really won't in particular to really nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been on, you know, I've seen like lists floating around. I've been on some of them, but that's the times when like you can have one list that comes out and they have, you know, top 5 people and a whole nother list at top 20 and it don't even got some of the same people. So it's like really, I think the time when so many different people, you know, creating platforms and having a voice, is like there isn't one that holds more validity than others. You know what I'm saying? It's all subjective. But I do think like the difference now, before, like you only had like certain magazines and it was like their word was law. And people like, you know, them lists and them ratings and stuff could really make or break people, you know what I'm saying? But now, and it's like hip hop is 50 years old, so you could have somebody who's 40 who come up with a list, then you got somebody who's 16, 14, really. You know what I mean? Like I got sons who young, and they're top rappers. To me, they'll hear something I hear, and it'd be like, man, why you be listening to that? That's trash. And they play me their music, and it's like, yeah, how can a 40-year-old tell a 15-year-old what's hot? You know what I'm saying? And they could all be successful at the same time. It's just appealing to a different demographic. But that particular list, you know, that's just me as a rapper. Like, bro, if you gonna talk about 804, Virginia, this and that, like, come on, bro. Like, I just know what I've done and the work I've put in. So that, me as an artist in the competition side, like if it doesn't have my name, man, I'm not paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look at it. Get this out of here. Like, I don't get mad, but I should say that as an artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
You should feel that you're the best at what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say, like, we have asked a lot of people top 5 in Richmond, and you always pop up. Like, you're always in the top 5.
That's a blessing. Nah.
For sure.
But again, like, bro, I feel like me, because I've been involved, like, with this culture, like, I don't like get stuck in a certain lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if somebody doesn't make the same thing I make, I'm the type of person I could still see the value in it and still understand why somebody would be like, yo, this artist, because there's so many different lanes. You know what I mean? Like, you got, like, prime example, like, it might be a list floating around that's talking about Richmond, but really, like, you got an artist like Netspin. And Netspin is a major label artist who's doing like Rolling Loud. You might have people here within this region who don't even know who dude is.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even know who that is. You know who that is? Oh.
Yeah, Netspin. Look,
it's crazy.
Netspin is an artist. He's from Henrico. He's from Lakeside. He's like a young artist, but he's been on Rolling Loud. He's signed to, I don't know if he's on Interscope, but I've been to 2 of his shows. I'll show you how the video show sold out.
Wow.
But it's, again, that's the lane he's in. You got artists who might appeal to that segment And then you got some people who might appeal to like boom bap and lyricists. You got drill artists. You got, it's just like, bro, it's so wide open right now that it just depends on who you ask. That's gonna determine if somebody like a legend to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, right? Do you think, because you talk about hip hop being 50 years old now, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's come to a point now where we have to start coming up with different subgenres for different? So like, should the
that's what's happening right now. Because if you think about like with rock and roll, and I learned this from being around, like, I've learned a lot from being around, like, creators and artists I know that's in different lanes. And I've learned a lot from, like, people who are in rock and roll. And it's like, bro, when it comes to rock, right, you have people who make classic rock. So you can have a band that's, these dudes are 23, but their music sounds like what's known as classic rock. Where it has a certain sound from, like, the 70s. And then you could have another group that's like heavy metal, punk rock, grunge, acoustic. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many different
it's wide
things.
Open,
Yeah, and again, it's all on what scene you're into. You feel me? Like the same person who listens to country is not gonna be at this show. They don't dress the same. They don't listen to the same stuff, and that is what's happening with rap. Where it's just totally different depending on who you listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna impact your awareness of who you paying attention to. So it's definitely there is subgenres now. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a great segue to what we was talking about off camera, right? This Jim Jones and Nas conversation. For people who don't know, Jim Jones came out recently on a bunch of different platforms saying that basically he was better than Nas, or he had more of an influence than Nas. You know
more
what I mean?
hits, I think.
And I think it stemmed from like there was like a 22-year-old kid who was basically saying like we don't really look at Nas as far as like our guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like we as far as the fashion goes, as far as influence goes, we kind of get more influence from somebody from the Jim Jones era. So, do you agree with Jim, or do you what side are you on? You team Jim, team Nas?
It's like neither. I understand where both is coming from. I can honestly say that. Like, it's an artist now who might, if he running around wearing like, BB Simon belts and these jeans and this certain look, he's gonna look at Jim Jones like that's the forefather. You feel me? And I think like something like what Jim Jones was like, he being independent, and he was moving like a down south or like a West Coast independent artist, you know what I mean? Signing with smaller or doing partnerships with smaller labels, showing how cats could get it on their own. He's doing like different brand deals and putting out different products. I think that's a totally different thing than what Nas did. Nas came from a time where it's like lyricism and getting signed to a major and you being on a big label mattered, you know what I mean? So I could see what both is talking about. Because you might have an 18, 19-year-old who makes like a certain style of music, and they might go back to, do the research, be like, Nas is a GOAT. You know what I mean? So I think Jim Jones is a smart dude. I think he is definitely like a legend in his own right. I just think it's like comparing apples to oranges, you feel me? Like,
styles are different and all of that.
Yeah, bro, because it's like, you think about somewhere like even like they're both important to like hip hop, and as far as like them being like figureheads for New York. That's like saying like, is CeeLo Green and Outkast legends in Atlanta, or is Future? And it's like, bro, they are. You know what I mean? They represent different eras. Or like, there's a time when like, what was it, like Jay Futuristic and Party Like a Rock Star and all that, you know what I mean? Travis Porter, you feel me? That was an era in Atlanta. And then you got the trap era where it's like Jeezy, OJ, and Gucci. Like, it's just like, bro, how do you take one and say they not important? It really depends on who is listening, you feel me? Like I love, like, to me, if people, like, if you listen to my music, you might not think, but I look like Gucci, man, like he's a legend as far as like, his consistency and his impact and his ability to like help make other people successful. That's something like, even though like what I try to do, bro, is like, even if people look at me like I'm a lyricist or put me in a certain box, I look at like sometimes them artists they aren't that consistent. And it's like, just cause I rap the way I do don't mean that everybody I came up with, we listening to trap stuff, even me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what if I'm a take what I see these trap artists doing as far as like their work, you know what I'm saying, and apply that towards being a lyricist or boom bap artist. That's what I try to do. Where it's like, nah, I might make stuff that people, music that people's looking at as lyrical or conscious, but I'm hustling like a trap artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that not a lot of people do. They just rely on, putting the album out every 2-4 years and then getting all the accolades, and they disappear. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think the time we're in now, unless you sign with a major or just got that amount of influence, you gotta be in people people's face. You know what I mean? You gotta be consistent with what you doing as far as staying relevant. So, but they are, to answer your question, they both. I don't even see how you could argue with that. Like, I don't know, bro. That's like funny to me though. But Jim Jones is a smart dude, bro. He know how to like stay in the picture.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah, that's the part of that rage bait, kind of getting people on board. To
think about
tap
it,
back
bro.
in with them, and
Bro being just as influential and consistently representing New York. Whether it was like he was with Cam. He's part of Dipset. That's 20 years now.
No,
Like, bro, and I think sometimes people forget that. Like, nah, bro, been around 20 years. Nas just had maybe a few years jump on him because he was like from that golden era. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why still make music? You got Charged Up Fest going, you got your businesses going, you got your storefront going. You've already well established yourself within the city. Your name, Why continue to make music?
I mean, for me, like, it all comes back from the music. You know what I mean? Like, I never looked at it like, I want to start a clothing brand, or I wanted to throw events. Like, all of these things was things that was done to
push the music
push the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm an artist and I'm not getting booked, dang, what do? We got to throw our own show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, and then the clothes was just like, we put out a shirt, new project dropping here, everybody around us put this shirt on. And then it just got to the point where people I wanted a shirt too. And then now I'm selling them. So it all goes back to the music at the end of the day. And then I think I'm gonna always make music as long as I feel like I got something to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's never gonna change. And it wasn't just like I'm gonna make music and then this happens, then I'm gonna stop. Like, I'm gonna always probably make music. I was telling my homie, like, you might go in the downtown, you see some old dude with a guitar. I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna just be an old dude with them rapping. Whether anybody listening or not, it bring me happiness. So
that's real.
It's not just like. And that's why I think sometimes I had to learn that, because it's like your purpose or why you doing the changes. Of course, when I first started, it's like, as a kid, it's probably like, I just want people to like say like, man, that was fire. And then it's like, I'm doing it because I want a better lifestyle. Like, dang, bro, I don't want to work. I don't want to be in the streets. This music shit gotta work. You know what I mean? And then I went through that stage in my life. Then it was just like, man, I'm gonna just do what I want. I want to make art. You know what I'm saying? And whether people react to it or not, but as long as people still responding to it or say that they like it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it gets to a point like, whether anybody says it or not, I'm gonna just do it. That's what I enjoy, bro. It's just like artists, whether they sell a piece of art or not, they probably at home painting. You know what I mean? It's like a release, stress reliever, probably bring you peace. So. Yeah, for me, it's that. You know what I mean?
Was there a rock bottom moment with all this where you almost said,
every other year, bro. Every year.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This, and that's like just part of life. I will say, like, I went through that numerous times, and it seemed crazy because like every time I put out a project, it was like in between was that feeling, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? Why I'm doing this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, what I had to learn was I had to learn about myself and also like ask myself why. You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? And one time I had a manager, shout out to my guy Ricky Parker, like he helped me to like break out that mindset, like, bro, just keep creating. And then I started like really asking myself like, or I started to see that the reason I was going through these cycles, these ups and downs, was because I had expectations, and I didn't realize I had expectations, and I wasn't defining what those expectations were before I created something. But really, my expectation was every time I put out something, I thought, I was putting that pressure on myself, like this gonna be the thing that's gonna get me
out the hood.
And rich and successful. And it's like, that's, if it did, cool, you know what I'm saying? I have had times where like I dropped stuff and it got me to the next stage, but once I started being able to redefine my expectations for myself and look at it like it's a business, like, all right, if I put out these shirts and last time I sold 5, but this time we gotta sell 10, it's like I'm giving myself like goals that I could reach, you know what I'm saying? So that became, real important for me to snap out of that. But yeah, I've definitely hit rock bottom numerous times. Life happens. Sometimes when life is lifing, the ability to create, like for me at least, I gotta be in a good space, like just a good head space, good life place. But it's been times where like life was going wrong, and then me channeling that into the music helped me to snap out of them times. But I think that's the biggest thing, is once I learned to just keep doing it regardless, bro. Just keep doing it regardless. And I read this, I used to watch this dude. He was a therapist, bro. And shout out to anybody out there going through that, bro. If you need somebody to talk to, definitely like seek help. You know what I mean? Don't be too proud to like look for help, or find help outside your circles, because sometimes the people in your circle might not have the answer. So sometimes you gotta meet new people. But it was a therapist. I can't even find who he is no more. But what he was showing was like, he was a therapist to a lot of artists and creative people. And what happens is like as you're an artist, say like you're going through your career, you might get these big spikes, right? Like you making songs, then boom, all of a sudden the song gets real popular. Now you up here as if it was a chart. Now you up here. What happens is eventually, like nothing ever just keeps going up. So it'll dip. But what happens is a lot of times when that wave starts to dip, it's like a high. When you get success, it's like a high, right? A big moment. But when it dips, what happens is a lot of times like that, once that high wears off, the artist or creative person gets frustrated and quits during that dip, because it's like a high, right? And that's when you'll see people venting like, man, it's messed up. Everybody's fake. This industry is fake. Whoop-de-whoop. And then they quit in that moment instead of like
riding it out.
Keep creating. And then what will happen is like, all right, here, your success was here. Now you hit this point, but it dropped down. But if you keep going, right, eventually the next point is going to be a little bit higher. And then over time, it'll look like this, where slowly, it's like incrementally, you keep going up a little, and it gets bigger and bigger. And I feel like cats be wanting to go from here to this.
Right.
And stay there.
And that's not realistic, bro. And a lot of times once they quit in that moment.
How do you see your legacy? What do you see your legacy like in Richmond? When it's all said and done, you know what I'm saying? When you quote unquote retire or whatever, what do you want to be left of the Noah O legacy in Richmond?
Man, one thing I had to realize, like you see it, y'all from here, is like I've seen it ever since I first started. These same comments like, bro, we got the talent here. We need to be more like this place or more like that place. And it's like one thing that people don't understand is y'all comparing Richmond and Virginia to places that have a infrastructure in place, right? Like for entertainment, for the music industry.
Right.
You can't compare Richmond to New York when New York is a major media capital. So is LA and Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like y'all comparing a place that doesn't have the systems in place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To make an artist successful. So what is you either got a couple choices. Either you utilize like the resources that's where you at, or you got to leave and go. So it's like, you know, speaking of what you said was like, once I understood that, I'm like, man, I want to be, or not want to just doing my part to build what we don't have. You know what I mean? Like right now, there isn't, even with Charged Up Fest, I know we're filling a void.
100%.
We're filling a void where we're bringing some kind of motion to the area. And it's not only it's giving artists here and other people an outlet, but it's attracting. That always been my thing is like, we have people here who have relationships, but it's like, what do we do with them? And I'm not like saying that to point them out like they ain't doing nothing for the region, but I'm going to do what I can.
Yeah,
if I can do this and say, I've never had a major label deal, but now I'm rubbing shoulders with people and I'm on their radar, it's like, I got to get them here. Like if I believe that, we have the talent, Virginia special, we've been influential, but how do I show that? I don't just keep saying it.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing. When I be bringing these people and these platforms here, and then they see the motion, like, bro, y'all really got this. It's like they got to see it to believe it. But if they never stop here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's my main thing is building here what we don't have. You know what I mean? And then at least showing, at least by example, even if somebody, you know, doesn't necessarily believe in what I do, it's still I'm showing them what I've seen work at other places, but doing it right here in my home. You know what I'm saying? Like things like, you know, I look at like what Trey the Truth has done in Houston, or I look at like what Currency, you know, he's been very successful, but he got the Jet Life store, or Mr. Fab in the Bay Area. It's like you, or Nip with the Marathon store. You make these places like destinations.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, even if somebody passed through Virginia, they probably seen some content with Charged Up, and that now that's making these major people hit me up and be like, bro, I just want to go there and see it for myself. It's like make our place a destination, because at the end of the day, these people do pass through here, whether it's to do a show or something, and that's how we connect these dots and build like our own network. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I love that. What do you think the biggest misunderstood? What's the most misunderstood concept that you think people have about being an independent artist?
Man, I think maybe just how easy, like, cause I've had people come to me like fans, right, or people who see me rapping, like, man, why you just don't go get a deal? Cause you don't want one. You like being independent. It's like, what do you think, bro? Like,
go to the grocery store.
That I think sometimes for people who don't know music, like how it actually works. You know what I'm saying? Like
the business of it.
Yeah, just period. Like, you know, I just turned down. I about to, you know what I mean? I told Jay, like, nah, I'm good, homie.
Right.
He
I'm
know.
gonna get out the mud.
I think that is like people don't realize. Like the average person doesn't realize how little the streaming sites pay or how much you gotta work. So I think that's something I had to learn was like, and again, having people around me who've seen things I haven't seen yet. You know, being able to get close with people who are or have, you know, experienced some level of success in the industry, and realizing like it's not just one thing. Like you gotta monetize and combine all these things. Like so you'll see people who, you know, have generated wealth or what have you, and they're like, man, I had 7 streams of income. Sometimes like that don't mean all of them is popping. You just have to do everything. So for like me, even though people may first and foremost be like, all right, he raps, I ain't really making no money off rap, but it might be where like, you know, I make sometimes money off rap, sometimes generate income off the clothes. You know, speaking, doing public speaking, being a part of panels. You know, just all these different 10 things is what I need to do, really out of necessity, to be able to live this lifestyle as an independent artist. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I think that's a misconception. And also, everything is not money. Some things, even on a major label level, I've seen it where like you don't realize everything is not money changing hands. Maybe it's an exchange of value. Yeah. Where like this person does this appearance for free, and then this person, but they both using their followings to and that's how they both promoting each other. You know, I think sometimes people think, well, everything is like them people just getting a check. Them, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that you got to just do. Even if you was on a label, right? Like, you're not getting booked and stuff at first. You're not getting paid to show up at first. Right. So while you're signed to that label, they might have allocated $100,000 just to pay for all this stuff. And I don't think people realize that like all this stuff ain't free. Even getting on certain platforms, people or the label might be paying for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that's part of their budget in order to pay these things for promotion. You know what I mean? Right. So that's one thing I really had to learn. Like, all right, if I'm not on the label, I'm still having to break bread and do it at the scale I could do it at. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But with that being said, do you see yourself having your own label? Do you see yourself signing some artists? You know what I'm saying? Should we expect the Charged Up Records?
Well, Charged Up ENT is a label. Me personally, you know, it's other artists that are like affiliated with us, but unless I could do something for them that they can't do, you know what I mean? Like, cause I've seen it go both ways where like people have asked me to sign them. I will say that. Like, other artists have asked me like, yo, can you sign me? But I'm not gonna sign now.
It's really no point if you can't.
It's really no point. I can't. And I think they have a misconception where it's like, you sign me, give me some money, and make me pop. Right. And it's like, bro, nah. Yeah. That ain't how this works. I'll give you everything you need. You like what I'm doing? I could show you how to do it and get your own money. But that's what it be, though. People don't want to do the work. They want me to sign them, then the junk don't go how they think it's gonna go. Right. Now you online, bro. And I've had that happen where it's like I you know, behind the scenes is people I've, you know, paid for certain things, but it's just like the same way, like it be people sign the labels or where labels have done stuff for them, but they don't announce it. And it's like, we gonna give, you know, pay for this and do this and see if they pop. Yeah. I've done stuff like that with people, and it didn't shake out. You know what I mean? Then they go left. Now they mad, might be running around talking about me. It's like, bro, I didn't have to do nothing for you. But I'm not, it's like, it's no point in signing, trying to lock somebody in. You know what I mean? It's just more of a headache than it'll be worth. You know what I mean?
You got other shit to worry about anyway. Like,
But that's what it be, man. Like this, everything that I'm doing, man, I work like, I don't really have no off time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have 9 to 5 clock in and then I get to go turn off my phone. Like, I'm running constantly, but that's where I'm at in life. That's what's needed. You know what I mean?
Like I said, just got a couple more. And we'll get you out of here, man. Hoe rap.
You said what kind?
Hoe rap.
I thought you said pole rap. I was like,
that's similar. Stripper rap.
Fucking weak.
Keep it or cancel it, man. You got some in your rotation, man. You throw on the. I want to name the artist. I don't want to, you know.
Yeah, who is?
I mean, I know you listening to Sexy Red, man.
Yeah, I think Sexy Red dope for what it is. You feel me? Yeah. I'm not. I'm gonna say this. I'm probably not gonna cancel no rap, even if I can't or don't make that type of thing. It's representing somebody. Somebody is listening to that, loving it. So I think Sexy Red. I think she dope, bro.
You know, it's funny because we meant to talk about.
It's a time and a place, bro.
We meant to talk about this on another podcast. Doechii, right, had said something a while ago. She was saying that like hip hop needs to basically start being more open
Yeah.
to.
I think she said. I want to say she said like homosexual.
Yeah, she was saying we need hip hop needs to like remove this homophobic
Okay.
shield that we got. You know, it's never really been cool to be like gay and rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was saying that like that needs to change. And
Yeah,
like,
I thought it had. No, I was just saying it because look, what Lil Nas, like it's people that's openly gay.
Yeah, not true.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know though. That's just me looking from the.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, yeah.
And now you know what?
I mean, what's the dude that be with Young Miami? What's his name with the beard and he be wearing the beard in the heels?
Yeah.
They love him.
They do.
Playboy Cardi paint, you know, they got the nail paint shit. That's like a thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, there's certain aspects of the culture that would have been frowned upon.
For sure. Okay,
Yeah,
100%,
I think,
100%.
yeah, bro. It's just I think when people not open with who they are.
Yeah.
Like I think we in a time we gonna see it all, bro. It's like somebody gonna be the super gangster, but he gonna be gay.
That's insane.
And who gonna challenge him?
Right, 6'5", nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just like, but I think if you look online, it probably. I mean,
I'm sure somebody out there.
Yeah, it's out there. We gonna pull it up after this.
Yeah, I'm sure it's out there.
Would you? Oh, so how did people respond to that with Doechii?
A lot of people was
Like, think about Young and May. She obviously people know she's.
I mean,
I forgot about Young and May. I was like, Young and May, who that? Yeah, shout out Young and May.
Yeah, shout out Young and May. But there was like obvious like backlash.
Yeah, I think it was like
you know, oh well, we don't need that type of agenda confusing our children, or we don't need it misleading us into a place where we don't need to go to. You know what I'm saying? It was that kind of
True.
It was that kind of response. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think like, bro, this the world. People see it. You know what I mean? Is it being pushed or is it because, like, bro, at the end of the day, I think like if you don't like something, you should not give it attention. Because the algorithm doesn't recognize good or bad. It just recognizes interaction. So I had to tell one of my partners is like, bro, you always sending me stuff you hate. Are you sending 10 people my song? You helping these people get lit. Look at this, man. Look at this whack mess. Like, what did you hear somebody the other day say, man, look at this joint is so hot.
Yeah, right.
Fresh who is killing it. Probably not, bro.
Right.
But you sending people to trash. You know what I'm saying? And they becoming famous and rich. So it's like, nah, man, just ignore it. If you don't like it, ignore it, bro. You giving it energy. That's the only thing you can do is you know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in something, you don't believe you want this type of agenda push or this message out there.
Don't feed into it.
Just ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real.
Last one. Paying to perform. Keep it or cancel it?
Ah, shit. Man, keep it. And I say that because, all right, I'm gonna go back to this, right? If I throw a show, right, I spent $10,000 to throw a concert, which we have, you know what I'm saying? We spent, All right, what if an artist can't attract, 100 people? Like, what are you doing to make it? Why should you be on stage?
Right.
If you don't have the ability to bring out people to get money in the building, and you can't, what is the advantage? So it's like, if you want to skip that process, again, there's always money changing hands, even if you don't realize it. So it's like, you got to bring something of value, you know what I mean? And even me, like, it's like, all of this stuff costs money. So, if you don't want to pay to perform, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to spend money somewhere. Nobody gets nothing for something. You know what I mean? Like, I've helped make promoters around here money. I've literally, you know what I'm saying, brought money to the table. Like, yeah, bro, it's part of the game. So I don't know what you think. Like, if you might be dope, but dope don't pay the bills.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
And if you think you're that dope where it should, then you gotta bet on yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows where, like, maybe I didn't pay, right? But I've told the promoter, so say, and I've been on a lot of shows over the last few years with big artists, but I've came to the table like that. Like, look, what's their bottom line? They just brought this big artist, spent 30 grand already. Yo, you should put me on. Well, why should I put you? Give me 100 tickets. People don't know I have a store. I'm still gonna sell tickets. If my fans and people wanted to support Noah anyway and come to the show, well, now not only you get to see, this bigger artist, but you get to see me too. And I've literally, sold 100 tickets, 50 tickets, or whatever. And, you know what I mean? So for anybody looking at this, like, well, I don't want to pay to perform and I don't want to sell no tickets, but why should you be there then?
Right.
To stroke your ego for your homies and say, yeah, you got to be on stage. Like, you got to bring something to the table. And that's how this game works. Like for real. Like, I've literally, I've paid, but it might be how I leverage that. You know what I mean? So say somebody, your favorite rappers come to Richmond and they like, I come to them like, I want to perform. Well, it's 500. All right, cool. I'm gonna give you 500, but you gotta give me $500 worth of tickets, or at least $300 worth. And I'm gonna take and I want to sell my merch. So it's like either way, bro, you gotta pay for something.
That's real.
So you don't want to pay to perform, but you still might be paying for Instagram ads. It's just how you look at it. Like, it's all promotion, and it's like, yeah, why not? You spent the 500, they give you 500 worth of tickets. You sold the 500 worth of tickets, but now you can utilize that content.
Yeah.
Not only you might get a picture with the rapper, but you got footage of you performing at a sold out show, and you can utilize that to get into the next opportunity.
Right.
But this whole concept of like, well, I don't know what to tell you. This the music business. It's not the it's not the talent business and the show business. Even to perform at a showcase. That's why I don't get why cats be so adamant about this thing. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Well, you gotta go make it happen for yourself. Then, if you ready to stand on that,
Right.
I ain't gonna get them 500. Well, then you take 2,000 and go rent a
Do
venue.
your own shit. Yeah. Facts.
And prove why you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But you gotta do something that shows your value. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna piggyback off that. So, and then you can skip it if you want to, but for any artist that wanted to get on Charge FS and couldn't get on, what do you say to them if they feel like they're more talented or they're this or that?
Well, again, all right. So like this year, we didn't have like any type of submission process. We did have one showcase. We had a showcase at Yellow House. Artists that wanted to get on it could, but they did have a submission fee. And again, this is going to pay for production, staging, everything. It's not like we generated a lot of money, but I think next year, all right, you want to get on Charged Up Fest. What we're doing this coming up year is we're looking to partner with people who want to throw their own event. Like, we got a flyer up now. It's like, say you got a label, you want to showcase your artist, email us, send us what you're trying to do, and we're looking for other people to have their own stages. But as far as like each year, we've done like a producer show. We had the R&B show this year. We didn't really have a lot of shows. Of course, we had the grand finale, and that's like my birthday more so. And I'm trying to get away, you know what I mean? We used that to promote Big No Drop the project. We brought like Belly Gang here, Chaz French. Like, that show is not really like an open thing, and it's not a talent show. Like, and it's just not like, here, give me some money and you could perform on it. It's like we trying to make that event where it's like, these are people who support us throughout the year. These are artists we got relationships with, whether it's with them or their team, or throughout the year they've been working and functioning with us in somehow. So like, as far as that, I don't think we're ever gonna just make it where it's like there's some kind of submission process, but we're gonna have multiple days of events.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want to be involved somehow, there's definitely an opportunity there. Like right now we're talking with there's an artist, he's been like a major label artist, but he has his own label. Some of the artists on his label aren't as known, the artists that are up under them, but we're talking with them about them having their own stage. And that's what we're more trying to get into, that model where it's like A3C, South by Southwest, where it's like, so y'all want to have a stage and you curate it. That's what we're doing, is trying to partner with people. That way we can get more and more people who making moves involved and make it fill out all of the days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's solid. Anything else we wrap up?
Nah, man. Just before we sign out of here, man. If you want to just let the people know what you got coming up next, what they could look forward to you.
Yeah, I
to you
got.
doing.
When will this drop?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
3
yeah.
weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We got Big No next week, Ella, and then you.
What, like mid-July?
Yeah.
Something like that,
It's like
yeah.
second week of July, something like that.
Well, I do have some shows coming up. Got a show coming up in Baltimore with Drumwork Music Group. I got a show in Roanoke. I'll be out there in Houston for Trade Day. But yeah, just dropping more music. I got my single out now, Dick Fosbury. You can stream that. Drop a comment, subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/ChargeUpENT. And we're about to drop, probably by the time you see this, the Charged Up Fest documentary will be out. So make sure to check that out on our YouTube page. Come shop with us, Charged Up Flagship Store, 106 West Broad Street. Trying to think of what else I'm missing. Yeah, that's it right now. Just support the movement. Again, come shop with us, ChargeUpENT.com. You can follow me on all social media sites at Charged Up Noah O. Follow us at Charged Up Fest, Charged Up Media. Basically, any page you see Charged Up in the logo, follow us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you stopping through again,
Yeah, thank
man.
you, man.
Yeah,
Honor
thank
having
y'all.
you, man. You know, this has been another episode of the Don't Mind Me podcast, man. Once again, I'm Fresh Shoe. That's Bobby D. Signing out with my dog Noah O. We'll catch y'all next time, man.
Peace.
Bye.